Welcome and thank you for taking the time to watch this short video on Sage University, your home for training. My name is Todd Parsons. I'm a Senior Solution Architect here at RKLE Solutions. My email address, as well as our general support email address, is listed below. When I switch over to here, for those of you who have been using Sage Intacct for quite some time, you're probably familiar with the Sage Learning Center. Hopefully you're familiar with the Sage Learning Center if you've been using Intacct for more than, say, 6 months or so. Sage Intacct Learning Center is no longer available to us. They've migrated over to the Sage University platform. So if you did have a Learning Center login, and we'll address this again later in the demo portion, but if you did have a Learning Center login, you still will need to create a new login. However, once you create that login, it will identify your past trainings, and in your historical trainings and your transcripts, all of your historical data should migrate over. If not, please open a support case with Intacct and they can get that transferred over for you. But from most of the people I've talked to, their trainings have been there, so I don't foresee that being an issue. From your home screen, down in the far right, where you would have accessed Community and Learning Center in the past, you can now access Sage University. Just please keep in mind, you're going to need your customer ID, which is your probably on your bills or invoices with Intacct. It's a number that begins with a C. If you don't know it, please reach out to your VAR or to Sage Intacct for that information. Your company ID, that's the ID that you use to log into Intacct. And just like before as well, you can also go to the help and support. Again, for those of you who've had any trainings with us, we always mention how much we love our help and support. It's phenomenal with Sage Intacct. But you can access Sage University there as well. Once you log in, if you're brand new to Intacct, you'll want to hit Create My Sage Account. And again, if you've already have an account set up on Sage Learning Center, you're still going to need to click Create My Sage Account for this. So this is a snapshot of a screen where it says new to Sage Intacct. So this means I didn't have a Learning Center before. I can click on the hyperlink there for Create Your Sage Intacct. Create your Sage account, complete out your profile. Again, you're going to need your company name down here, and you're going to need your account number in order to get that set up. Very, very, very important. If you did have a Learning Center, on your email address section down here, please make sure you use the same email address that's in Intacct that you have associated with your Learning Center in order to get your transcripts to cross over. But again, when you click on that, it's going to give you this little pop-up window. You would hit Create Account and come over here and fill out the information. Some of the trainings that I recommend to newer people, if you're a newer user and you haven't had any training with your implementation people, or you're just looking for a refresher, these are the training classes that I recommend taking at the very beginning in this order. This is a logical progression to get them done, with one small exception. You could do them in whichever order you want. However, getting started works very well initially, and then moving into the multi-shared environments. And again, Intacct is migrating all single environments over to multi-entity shared. It still probably doesn't hurt to watch that. It's a pretty quick one. And then general ledger, APAR. Even if you outsource, for example, if you use a Bill.com or an Avid or a Use or any outsourced AP or AR, I still recommend doing those trainings just in case you would have to do anything inside. Sage Intacct Fundamentals on Demand, I would do after you do all of your other pieces. That is timed. You only have access because it will give you a demo environment where you can go through and follow along and do the trainings. And then there's a quiz or test at the end to take. However, that is, you only have the environment available for you for a period of time. So make sure you have some time slotted. It's about 8 hours. It's in modules. So, you can do a couple modules a day, but it's not something you want to start and leave set. We'll come back to that after we do the demo. So let's jump into the demo right now. Again, from my my demo company here, I can come down here and click on Sage University, or I can come up here and click on Sage University, and then I'll get this screen here. Again, I'm going to go ahead and accept my cookies because I trust Intacct with my life. And here's where we're going to, if I already have an account set up, you probably aren't watching this video because you've already been in there and use it. But if you don't, come in here and click create my account. Now, if you have an existing Sage Intacct Learning account, again, there's instructions right here, take you through that. If not, you can scroll down here to the new to Sage Intacct Learning, create your Sage account, which we'll do here. I can't take us all the way through that, but let's go ahead and get started on it. Okay. So again, I want to click up. It actually logged me in, so I can't show us that. But it's just going to take you through a form where you can go through and answer just some basic questions and fill that out. I'm going to actually switch over to another environment here. And I know we always recommend using Chrome, but for this particular one, because I'm logging in as a end user, not as a partner, because we're a partner with Intacct, my Sage University is a little bit different. So I wanted to make sure we have the same feel that we're all going to have here. So once I log in here, this is my home page. So I can come in here and access my membership courses. Again, if your company has paid for the Sage Learning Center, it's a year-long membership, but it'll give you unlimited access to all of the Sage trainings. If you don't have that, there's still a lot of free trainings available to you. Definitely recommend going through those. Then later on, if there's more trainings you'd like to take, maybe you can talk with your customer service specialist and we can then talk to you about adding the unlimited learning. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click here on Access Learning Membership Courses. Now we can come in here and select my role. I don't really like to do this. For those of you who have been in Sage Learning Center, this is a little bit more of what we're used to, these learning paths. I really like these learning paths as well. I think it's a good place to start. This here is also just a general course catalog, release training, and specifics to video, to any on-demand videos. Let's click learning paths here real quick. So what we have here is we have accounts payable specialist, accounts receivable specialist, controller, system administrator, projects, construction, so on and so on and so on. Now, what I recommend doing is saying, okay, let's go ahead and start. Maybe I work in AP and AR. I can start in controller, which is fine, but I usually like to start taking my classes and then work my way up. So I'm going to go ahead and click here. Now, one thing you'll see here is getting started, learning the basic functions. That was the very first one on my list. I would suggest we go ahead and take that. Now, whether you go accounts payable specialist or you go accounts receivable specialist, it doesn't matter. It's still going to take you to that class first. Some of the basic ones that we're looking at are going to be in majority of these. Controller accountant still has it here. Okay. So I'm going to jump back up here to the AP specialist. So once we take that class, it'll show that we have done that. Then we can pop into the core training. Again, you'll see working with accounts payable, which was also on my list of things to do there. And then you'll have additional learnings here. Sage fundamentals. Again, we want to hold off on that. Using and maintaining a multi-entity shared environment. That was one I had on the list. Automating accounts payable. That's a specific one. So you can see different trainings that are in here, and these are all available to me. And this user does not have the unlimited learning. Okay, same with accounts receivable specialist. I have working with accounts receivable. Then you'll see the fundamentals, working with maintaining a multi-shared environment. And then down under the core learning, again, we have the fundamentals, this one here as well. I'm surprised I don't see the GL, working with the GL on here, but we'll go ahead and show you another way to get to that one. Again, more additional, and then we have some advanced that are available to us as well. So think about all of the subscriptions that you have. If you have projects, this would be another good one for us. If you have contracts, this would be another good one for you. If you have inventory, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to return home here. So that's going through the learning paths. Again, we can just do a general course catalog. Bring that over to this screen right here. And here's a list of all the different classes that we have that are in Intacct for you. Just kind of shows you a list of what we have available to us. Okay, so let me come back over here. So those are the ways that you can access your courses. And then again, if I want to take one of these classes, let me just grab this guy here real quick. I click on it. It's going to go ahead and give me the course description here. And then I can click on it to open the curriculum and get started. Okay. Switch over to my other environment for a minute here. Let me get logged in, come down here to Sage Intacct. Now, as I mentioned before, mine's a little different because we at RKLE Solutions are partners. But if I come in here and view my transcript, I haven't taken any classes. Okay, I've taken a few classes on Learning Center, but you can see all of my other ones are on here as well. Okay, so I could come in here and go a little bit further back if I wanted to show you all of those. Okay. So let's go back to our PowerPoint presentation. Again, these are the classes I recommend getting started with. In conclusion, this was our presentation on Sage Learning Center.